Forgive me, Boochcast fans, for I have sinned. It's been 4 months since my last confession. Nah, I'm playing. I'm sure a lot of you looking at me like now going, what the fuck is Vinny doing? Don't worry, don't worry. We're not getting religious here on the show. I just wanted to make a joke. What's up, everybody? This is the Booch, and I'm here for a second update here on the Boochcast YouTube channel. Just wanted to take this opportunity to really talk to everybody here, and I may also use the audio of this and put it on a podcast as well. So I'm kind of talking to the Anchor, Spotify, iHeartRadio people as well that listen to the podcast. But the reason that I'm making this video and audio podcast version is to address a couple of things that already happened and stuff that's going to be going forward. As you guys know, the last time I spoke to you guys, I was talking about the Buff and the Bagwell's Dark Side of the Ring video that I did. And that was going to take me a while to get that done. I wasn't going to be able to get it out on time because of how long the footage was. Well, obviously, it was about 4 hours and 20 minutes total of raw footage. It took me about a month, but I cut it down to 3 hours and 5 minutes. So for those of you who saw that, I hope you enjoyed it. Those of you who haven't, at the end of this video, there will be a link to the video to check that out and view it and leave comments and let us know what you think, because like I said, I put a lot of work into that video and I took it seriously. Because of the friendship that I have with Buff Bagwell, I wanted to make sure I did right by him. So that's why this video is as long as it is and why it took me so long to get that out. Now, as you guys know, in addition to that, I also had a lot of other videos and footage that needed to come out. I was able to get everything else out pretty much in a timely manner, all the way up to Chris Adams, the Gentleman and the Demon, because it took a couple of weeks for me to get Sensational Sherry done, because Sensational Sherry definitely took a lot of work to get done, mostly because I was working on other projects in addition to that. Speaking of other projects, you guys know some of the things I've been dealing with over the last couple months was the Seven Fest thing that I produced, which that went to hell in a handbasket, but I'll talk more about that in a future episode. And I also had a relationship I was dealing with. That also went to hell in a handbasket. I'll talk more about that in a future episode. But obviously, Sensational Sherry, that one took a little while. Then the Sandman, I was able to get that out okay. And then it took me about another month to get out the Vince McMahon episode where they talk about Black Saturday. And the issue I had with that was the fact that there were audio difficulties with the video, so I had to re-record a lot of my dialogue so that way it will sound great and there won't be as many echoes. Now, there are some sections of the video that are a little echoey, so I just couldn't avoid that, but I tried my best to make those few and far between, so it'll be a great episode to watch. And of course, Derek Showtime joined me for the Vince McMahon video, and Desmond joined me for the Sandman video. So special thanks to Desmond Dagenhart and Derek Showtime for joining me on those videos. And I'm sure when Dark Side of the Ring has a season 6, if it has a season 6, I'm sure those gentlemen will be back for a few episodes to talk about the craziness of that. But that was also the reason why I hadn't really put out a lot of update videos. Like, I meant to make this update video a while ago, but a lot of things got in the way. I had a video project with Lightning Bug Electric that I had to do. Then I also had, like I said, trying to get all these videos done in a timely manner. And sometimes I'd be ready to send an update video out, but then there would already be a Thursday and the video was all ready to drop. So I was just like, fuck it, let me just drop the video. We don't even need an update. So now that I've got some downtime here with all the Dark Side videos done, and because I got a lot of stuff coming up that I need to address to you guys, I decided to take this moment to finally make this update video. So obviously with the Vince McMahon video done, it's gonna be a while before I do any more Dark Side of the Ring videos. So right now I'm in the process of working on Dark Side of the 2000s, because those videos have been sitting in the can for a long time, so I want to get those done. Now, I got 3 videos that I need to re-record, and that's John and K Plus 8, TRL, and TMZ. I got Lindsay Lohan and the Rise of the Shock Jocks already done, and I am currently, at this time, working on the Fall of the Shock Jocks. And then once I'm done with that, I'll move on to The Bachelor, Charlie Sheen, Men's Magazines, and Siegfried and Roy. And once those are done, once all those are done, then I will post them one after the other. That way there's no delays. So I'll make sure boom, 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 they're all gonna come out. So I'm gonna be working tirelessly around the clock like I always do to get those done. Then, of course, obviously, I want to get to work on Dark Side of Comedy because I already got 3 episodes already recorded. Obviously, there's 20 total, so I'm going to get all 20 of those done before I post them because I've got the Roseanne Barr episode that I did with Goth Batty. That one's already edited and done. I got Maria Bamford that I did with my good friend and Boochcast alumni, Jerry Truman. So that's going to be coming out. And, of course, I got Gilda Radner that I did with my good friend Laura Mamoon from the Going Live show. So once those are done, and I've got all the other ones done as well, I'll be putting them out in order. So even though I have 3 videos already recorded, it's not until I get the other remaining 17 episodes done that I'm going to put those out, because I want to put them all out in order. And I'm currently in talks with Jamie Ward about getting him on for an episode, so I'm excited about that. I've also got some other collaborations I'm going to be doing in the future. Lance Goodman and I are looking to get together and do some collaborations and working together on some projects, and I'm still hoping to at some point do Dark Side of Football with him. I know we're definitely making plans to have him come back on the Boochcast to talk more football as he and I are working together on his show. I'm going to be helping him produce that. So there's a lot of big things going on that I'm trying to juggle. Now, because I'm juggling all these things, and also because of things I've noticed in the analytics of the Boochcast, I'm also making another decision. As you guys know, when it comes to the podcast, lately, most of the episodes you see are NXT recaps. Because I love NXT, I love talking about NXT, and I've been putting them out on a weekly basis. Now, because of how hectic my schedule's been, we haven't really done any variety shows, and obviously, I don't talk about AEW anymore, because ever since CM Punk got fired, I washed my hands completely of that company. Obviously, when it comes to the main roster, I saved that for the male soap opera moment. That's why I never really talked about it on here. I didn't want to step on Joey Wensler's toes and the show that he puts out that he's gracious enough to have me and Desmond on. And I did say at some point I do want to add TNA into the mix, and that is a plan. Since NXT and TNA are working together, I plan on recapping TNA down the road as well. But I've also noticed that even though the Boochcast numbers are still fantastic, I'm noticing when I look at the downloads, more people are interested in past episodes than the current ones that I'm putting out. And because of that, and I'll figure out what the reason is at some point, maybe it's people are sick of NXT, maybe it's because they want to hear other things. I don't know what the reasons are. Comment below if you have one, because obviously I want feedback from the fans so I know what to keep and what not to keep and what to change and what not to change, because obviously I want to give the people what they want, but if I don't know what the people want, I can't give it to them. So always feel free to give me feedback if you are a fan. The only thing I ask is that the feedback be constructive. As long as you're not rude and insulting, I will take your advice. The only comments I delete and block are people who are just disrespectful pieces of shit. But if you're giving constructive criticism, I'm open to it. Just know that. So, because of all the work I have to do, I decided to make this decision with the show, with the podcast. Until I get the videos done that I need to get done, I'm going to be taking a break from the NXT weekly recaps. Now, when I say I'm taking a break, I mean exclusively to the weekly TV recaps. I know coming up on September 1st, we have NXT No Mercy. And I know on October 27th, we have NXT Halloween Havoc. I am still going to recap those PLEs. So NXT pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever you want to call them, I will still be recapping them. And I'll still watch clips on YouTube from time to time to get an idea of the storyline and where everything's going so I can properly still talk about the matches. But that's going to be my plan going forward, is I'm going to talk about the PLEs and that's it. I'm not going to do weekly TVs anymore because it's not worth putting the work in if nobody wants to listen to it, which is the vibe that I'm getting right now. So I'll go strictly to the PLEs. And then I'm also going to do classic pay-per-view reviews. I'm still going to do those because those do very well. And I have a list of classic pay-per-views that we're going to have coming forward. And some of these are going to vary depending on Gator's availability. Some of these, even if Gator's not available, I'm going to do myself. Others, I'm going to need Gator for if we're going to do it. So here's the list. The first is Wrestle War 1992. This is one that I'm doing with Gator. So if Gator's able to show up, then we'll do this episode. But if he no-shows, like he's been doing a lot lately, then this episode's not going to take place. The second one I'm going to be doing is WWE No Mercy 2000, which I just recently watched. So basically, when I'm not editing videos, I'm going to be watching a lot of these classic pay-per-view reviews so I can take notes on them and be ready. Because you know me, I like to take notes. I like to be structured before I put out a show, except for this update video here. This is me kind of freestyling right now. So most of the time, I like to be structured. So obviously I'm going to have to do my research for that. So No Mercy 2000. The next one is going to be Bad Blood 2003. Now, the reason I'm doing No Mercy 2000 is because of the NXT Premium Live event No Mercy in September. The reason I'm doing Bad Blood 2003 is because of the fact that they are bringing back the Bad Blood pay-per-view on the main roster. I also like the fact that it's going to be in Atlanta, but whether or not I go see it live depends on my financial budget when we get closer to that date, which is October 5th. The next premium live event is Halloween Havoc 1990. That's another one you can expect because of the NXT Halloween Havoc that is coming up. The next one after that is Taboo Tuesday 2004. That's going to come out the first week in November. And the reason I chose that is because it was a Tuesday pay-per-view, but also because it was a pay-per-view where people got to vote on either opponents or match types or outfits or whatever. So because it's a pay-per-view that revolves around voting, and the first week of November, we're going to be voting for the next president of the United States of America, I thought it would be a good, fun thing to do there. The next one after that will be November to Remember 1994, because it's the month of November. The next is November to Remember 2000, same reason. And the last one for November, this one is going to be a toughie. This again depends on Gator's availability. If Gator is able to show up and do this recording, then we'll be doing a classic review of Survivor Series 1997, which, as you all know, is the pay-per-view where the Montreal Screwjob took place. Now, if Gator no-shows, then it will be Survivor Series 1995. Because I did a research on 95 a few years ago because I was originally going to do that one, but Gator really wants to do 97. So if Gator shows up, we'll do 97. If he doesn't, I'll put out 95. And then the last one is the Royal Rumble 1995. That's the one I want to do. But I know Gator has his heart set on doing Royal Rumble 1992 because he has a massive heart-on for Ric Flair, and that's when Ric Flair won the world title. So basically, if Gator does one November to Remember pay-per-view with me and is able to show up, we'll do Royal Rumble 92. But if he refuses to do a November to Remember with me or is unable to show up, then Royal Rumble 95 will be the pay-per-view that comes out. So as of right now, those are the classics I plan on putting out. And I'm also going to be doing research for. So I'm going to start doing more classic pay-per-view reviews and NXT PLEs going forward. And then I might also throw in some TNA pay-per-views if I have the time. Because I know TNA's got some pay-per-views coming up, so I may be swayed to recap those as well and put something out that's fun. Because I know fans really love the classic pay-per-views, and I think more variety in wrestling might be something appealing to you guys. So I'm still going to be doing a podcast, but since the YouTube numbers are greater than the podcast numbers at this current point in time, I decided to take a back seat from the podcast to work on the YouTube videos. So that's mostly what I'm going to be doing. So if you go a long time without seeing any content, know it's because I'm working on the content to get it out to you guys. So I'm going to be kind of MIA for a while as far as working goes, and also trying to deal with other issues in my life. Because I'll be honest, the last couple months have been a stressful clusterfuck. There have been days where I've been on the verge of mental breakdowns, mostly because of Zach driving me nuts to the point where I had to take him off of NXT, Gator constantly no-showing, and just my personal life going in 50 different directions to the point where I've been having a mental breakdown every other day because I'm just trying to keep it together, but it's not always easy. So just know that the Booch is working hard. And some days it takes a toll on me. But I'm trying my best to get it all done and get everything out to you guys. And that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. So I'm going to be editing videos for the YouTube channel and trying to get all of those done. So I'm going to be doing a limited appearances on the podcast until I get the videos done. Then once I get the videos done and that's out of the way and I'm more up to speed on everything, then I will do more stuff with the podcast and try to add more variety stuff to it. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing for now. Just working this out. And of course, speaking of the videos, I know there's a third season of Dark Side of the 90s that's coming out. I'm waiting on getting the 2000s done and getting a few comedy things filmed before I get with Zach to do Dark Side of the 90s. I still have to watch those episodes and take notes on those. And also, I'm waiting for Zach to be recovered as well so we can all get together and get this done. So the two of us get together and at least get those videos done. Even though he's not doing NXT anymore, I still want to be part of Dark Side of the 90s because that is Zach's primary show because he's the 90s fan on our podcast. So just wanted to give this update out to you guys. I appreciate you guys' continued support of the show and support of me. And again, I like to believe that you guys appreciate the hard work that I put in. And I really hope you do, because I'm doing it all for you guys. You know, it's like the song. Everything I do it for you. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Until then, pizza, baby.